Hey everyone, 200 people. That's a lot. Alrighty. We'll give it a couple more minutes. I'm sorry that my face is up here. I wish it was not. All right, awesome. Can you guys hear me? Can I get some thumbs up or yeses in the comments? And then we'll just get started immediately. Okay, awesome. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We have a special guest joining us. He is trying to find his dog. This is a true story. He's trying to find his dog. His dog has left his house, and as soon as he finds his dog, he's going to come join us, say hi to us. We have our tech team who will just throw him right in there so he can interrupt and say hi to everyone. But really excited for him to come and say hi to everyone. So I'll get started really quickly while we wait for him. I'm really excited to go ahead and share some updates with you guys and gals. Alrighty. Awesome. I'm going to have a couple of people join me as well. We'll have our head of innovation, our CTO, and we'll have our chief customer officer join us as well. But I really wanted to go ahead and thank everyone for joining us. There's three groups of people here. There are existing customers, the lifeblood of this company. There's our teammates, people who have worked so hard to make everyone's life easier, to make our customers' experience better, to go ahead and help us scale this company. And we also have potential new customers, right? And in terms of, and we've invited everyone actually. We've opened it up for, other restaurant partners in the industry. We've opened it up to our competitors. We've opened it up to anyone because we want to build in public. We want to be as transparent as possible. We also want to go ahead and make mistakes in public, which means we'll get more and more feedback from everyone. So really excited to go ahead and have this presentation set up for you. We're going to go over 4 things. We'll go over brand new updates, things we've launched that we're really excited for you to use, problems and solutions. This company is not immune to problems. We want to discuss some of the issues we're facing and what we're doing to solve them. And then we'll talk about how we are investing in education. And last, what does the future look like? What are we building not to help your restaurant today, but your restaurant of tomorrow, right? Please share questions. Hadi will pop them up and ask them, and we can answer them as we go. At the end, we'll also have a Q&A section. This whole thing should last around an hour. So really excited to go ahead and kick it off. Alrighty. If our special guest pops up, please let us know and we'll interrupt and we'll let him go first. So I just want to reiterate our mission one more time. we want to go ahead and create engaging and long-lasting relationship between brands and their customers through a data-driven approach powered through next-gen technology. That's not just your brick and mortar, not just your cloud concept. It could be
Tom Kaliki is here.
Oh, Tom Kaliki is here. I know you guys don't want to hear me anymore. I'll let him go ahead and kick it off first.
Oh no, I was happy to listen to you. It was great. I mean, it's your thing. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah.
No, Tom and I were chatting. We had an awesome. We had lunch together.
We did.
We had lunch together. He had leftover. I had pre-packed food from one of his delivery companies. I wanted you guys to hear from Tom. He's been such a source of inspiration for us as a company. He's an investor. He's also the biggest activist in the food space, if not in activism, period. So I just wanted him and give him the floor and let him say hi to everyone.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, listen, I'm an investor, but let's be real. It's a real small investment. You guys crushed it with your raise. And so, and listen, and the reason why you guys have done so well is because you've got a great product, and it's really a disruptive product. And I think for years, there are plenty of companies out there that had solutions for restaurants, but they weren't all encompassing. And I think at a certain point they have something and it kind of makes sense, but they sit on their laurels. They don't do much. And along comes Lunchbox and just blows it out of the water. I mean, just it's everything you need to get your restaurant up and running to do takeout. And the great thing is, it's your data. It's your information, and you get to keep it. And also, we're not getting crushed by third-party delivery systems that just take, and then go and do commercials on the Super Bowl. You'll see one. And so, for us, and I'm out of the fast casual business right now. Witchcraft was, kind of got crushed by COVID, and so, but this is, when I saw the product, when I saw what you guys are putting out there and looked through it, at first I was skeptical. I was like, yeah, another solution. Okay, great. And I looked through it and I was really excited. This is something that I had been looking for years. And I had Witchcraft for 15 years. And for all that time, we had been looking for a solution. And we got a bunch of piecemeal stuff and nothing worked together. And so to have something that works and something that is, I think, that has the restaurant sort of top of mind, makes sense. It's also great to know that the person who is, Nabil is from the restaurant industry, started as a busboy. And so this is an amazing success story. And someone who understands the restaurants and what they need, and just said, hey, there's got to be a better solution to what we're seeing out there. So I just, if I had, I'd tip it to you right now, because I just got to say, I don't invest in a lot of things. But when I saw this, it was like, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of your success, but I want to be part, and you said this earlier, it's about the restaurants being successful. And if the restaurants are successful, you'll be successful. It's not the other way around. We talked about this in the little podcast we just did. It's not about a company saying, I'm going to be successful and I'll help you. You're saying, I want to make the restaurant successful, and that's going to accrue back to us. And so it's, I think, a much better, thought that when you start a business. And I got to say, I'm just really looking forward to all your success, and hopefully we'll get through COVID and these restaurants will all just take off, powered by Lunchbox.
Chef, thank you so much. We get a lot of comments from people like, hey, you guys are out there. We launched this website called notgrubhub.org with 100,000 restaurants that you can order directly from. What we really try to do, we don't know everything yet. We know the restaurant industry, we know the pain. When we don't know, we try to emulate our heroes. And when it comes to fighting for minimum wage, fighting for restaurants, fighting for all the independents out there, we emulate you, and we really appreciate you. So thank you so much for joining us. We know how busy you are, and hang back, leave, whatever you want to do. We're just so honored that you joined us.
All right, I'll just hang back and I'll listen in. How's that?
Well, your money is already wired, so now it's too late. Like, you can't take it back. So we're done. We're good to go.
We're good to go. Awesome.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So that was Chef Tom. We're really excited that he was able to say hi to everyone. And I'm, he's such a mission-driven person. I wanted to share our mission as well. And we wanted to make sure that it's very clear that we want to do two things: help you make more money and help you go ahead and speak to your guests directly. That second part, the marketing tools, the engagement tools, that's going to be huge for us, and that's going to be huge for our partners, for who's all in this call. And we really, really want to go ahead and we make that clear. We're not an online ordering company. We want to be a partner to you, and we want to go ahead and see how you want to engage with your customer, and we want to help make that happen. That could be via email, that could be via text, that could be via any other format, even in store. There's some amazing in-store tech we're launching today that we're excited to share. So that's our mission, and we hope you can help us as we are changing and evolving as a company, help us go ahead and execute that. We wanted to thank some of our clients. We wanted to go ahead and thank you because we understand and appreciate that you bet on a startup, and you have not a lot of good reason to, but you did. And we don't take that lightly. We appreciate that, and we want to make sure that the good parts of a startup still remains, where I'm accessible, Andrew is accessible, and that also we go ahead and work on scaling the parts that you need us to scale, the infrastructure structure you want us to invest in. So we want to thank you. We could not have been here without you. We also want to thank, obviously, Tom Colicchio for believing in us. We also want to thank some of our other investors. We have Jonathan Neiman from Sweet Green, Robert Earl from Earl Enterprise. He did that amazing Mr. Beast campaign that was talk of the town. We also have amazing investors like Kat Cole from Focus Brands, who's helping us understand how we can make our business, survive and thrive with enterprise clients as well. So some amazing representation from all types of restaurants that are now part of our investment group. We also have done amazing upgrades. You'll meet some of these people here today. The most important one is Rachel, Chief Customer Officer. She is her single focus is to make sure that you guys are being heard, that you're being represented, that your feedback is in the roadmap, and her job is to be ambassador to everyone here. So you'll hear a lot from her later today. I'm excited for you to meet her. But we have people from everywhere: Single Platform, Uber Eats, Solido, Resi. It's really like humbling to know that it's not 5-6 friends that grew up together. It's so many people that are betting on this company, and it weighs on us. We don't take the responsibility lightly. We're also growing. So I know there's a lot of people you guys are in touch with. There's a lot of members maybe you had to lay off, or maybe your friends and family. We're hiring across the board, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware, because your recommendation matters. Some of the best people we've hired come from restaurant. Rachel will tell you her story on how she came from restaurant. Hadi will tell you his, but we're all restaurant people, and we would love to continue to hire from the industry. If you look at the top line, those are people dedicated to talking to you, helping you go live, helping you with your day-to-day. And if you look at the hires in the bottom, those are roles that help you with your marketing and engagement. So just wanted to put this out here. If you want to take a screenshot and share it with friends and family, if they want to join the Lunchbox family. We'll go over some of these roles because they'll really matter in how we're scaling the company, and Rachel will take you through them. All right, some brand new updates. I'm going to kick it off to Hadi Rashid. He is my co-founder. He's our head of innovation and solution. I'll let him tell you a little bit about what he does for the people who are new, and take you through Pocket Kiosk.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks, Nabil. So I've worked in restaurants for about 6 years before, starting Lunchbox with Nabil and Andrew and some of our other co-founders. And what you see on your screen right here is a great example of what we've done in response to COVID. We launched Pocket Kiosk, which is a great option for our restaurant partners to bring some contactless ordering options to guests, where guests can order from themselves and they can use a device that they trust. It's a device that all of us have in our pocket or somewhere nearby right now. It's your phone. Customers can visit a restaurant, scan a QR code, and order right from their table. Some things that we've seen, which have made this really promising for us, and why we're really excited to roll this out with a lot of clients that are on this call already, is higher check averages, up to $3 higher. And Lunchbox is able to gain up to 72% of in-store transactions, which is great, because it also helped that metric also helped restaurants that are currently in beta with this scale down their payroll operations and scale back staff a little bit to continue to be sustainable during COVID. And before we move on, Nabil, I just want to give everybody
how much is this costing our customers?
So there's no cost. If you have app and web, Pocket Kiosk comes free.
Yeah. So we're launching a lot of features that outside you'll find as companies. We want to go ahead and invest in, again, re-engagement and for you to have as much data as possible on your customers. So we wanted to go ahead and build this not just for the contactless world, not just for the world where kiosk is clunky and expensive and become old in a year, but for the world where we can also go ahead and collect as much data as possible. And yeah, so we're really excited for you to have this. Hadi, did you want to say something else?
Yeah. So I just want to give everybody a quick reminder. Towards the bottom right of your screen, if you're on a computer, there's right next to your chat bubble, there's ask a question. Feel free to click on that and drop in your questions throughout. I'll be going through it and I'll be throwing questions at the presenters. So if you see a question that someone's already asked that you like, feel free to upvote it so we can bring it to the top. That's it.
Okay. All right. I wanted to share a little bit about Pos Agnostic as well. What we have done is we have historically integrated with Toast and Revel and Brink and all our amazing POS partners. But we are running into scenarios where our restaurant partner doesn't have those cloud-based systems. Maybe it's international location, maybe it's a cloud concept and you don't need a POS, or maybe you want to go ahead and not rip out all Aloha because you have that, right? In all of those scenarios, we don't have to fully integrate with your restaurants. We can go live quicker, faster, leaner. If you're experimenting, we can go live via a tablet format where you don't need a POS, and we can go ahead and be your menu management, and we can be a single source of going live with the cloud concept very quickly. So a huge announcement from our end. We're officially POS agnostic. We're testing it out with 2 clients right now. But if you are expanding, if you're going international, if you have any scenarios where you need this, please let us know. This is my personal favorite launch. I've talked about my challenges with third-party companies, right? And something they have over us that we will never have is they have multiple restaurants and a lot of different users in one app, right? Because we don't just eat Bear Burger every day. We eat, we switch it up, maybe burgers today and Chinese tomorrow. So what we have built and launched for Sam Nazarian's group for SBE is a mini marketplace. They're calling it Citizen Go. You can go into their app, you can order from their kitchen, and each of their cloud kitchens have multiple brands. You can order from some umami and some crispy rice, and you can bundle it all in one cart. So if Hadi and I are hanging out together, even though he never picks up my phone call and never wants to hang out with me, if we decided to, I'm pretty sure there's some clause where I can force him to hang out with me after COVID is over. He wanted Chinese and I wanted burgers. We can go ahead and order, and it will be delivered by one driver. It will be in one cart, right? We're calling this the mini marketplace. We can build this for a cluster of restaurants. We can build this for a mall for all their restaurants. We can build this for a city, right? Mini marketplace, we believe, is going to be our most successful product this year. If you are deciding to launch a couple of different brands and you want to leverage your original brand with your new brand because it doesn't have a lot of traffic, call us, let us know. This is exactly what we designed that concept for. Lunchbox Studio. I'm going to cue in Hadi to take you through Lunchbox Studio. And before he tells you about Lunchbox Studio, I get a lot of messages that, hey, who's doing your photography? Who's doing your website? Who's doing X, Y, and Z? And we've decided that if we build it, it's not enough. We have to teach our customers and learn from them on how we can continuously go ahead and improve engagement. And that's where Lunchbox Studio came from. So Hadi, if you can take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Nabil. Yeah, like Nabil said, this is one of the requests that we got the most. Is we always help with strategy, and we've always been, pretty transparent in communicating with your marketing teams and your agencies and what they should do. And it just makes sense for us to just completely acknowledge that launching a platform is half the battle. You still have to market to those customers and bring them to the table. So we have an in-house client marketing services team now. You might have been introduced to Nick in some conversations. If this is something that interests you, please feel free to reach out to your CX partner and they'll get you set up for the conversation. But our goal really is here to drive first-party ordering away from third-party. And not only can we help strategize now, but we can help with the execution.
Yeah, so if you need help with photography, if you need help with your ads, if you need help any of that, reach out to your CX partner and they will connect you with our studio team. All right, with that being said, I'm going to cue in Andrew, my co-founder and CTO. who many of you have talked to. More importantly, if you look at your sales report, he has eaten from many of your places, and you're wondering, like, is he testing or is he really eating all this food from all these places? He burns a lot of calories. So with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and cue in Andrew, who's probably your number one supporter and ambassador for our product and engineering team, but also your number one customer, I hope. Andrew, go ahead.
Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I got to say, an early requirement for Lunchbox is like Andrew's got to eat there and Andrew's got to like it. Yeah, if you're signed up on board, you know what I like. Yeah, I want to. My name is Andrew. I'm the Chief Technology Officer here at Lunchbox. I'm involved heavily. I lead the engineering organization as well as I'm pretty involved in the product side of things. And one specific product update that we rolled out was social sign-in. And also Google Pay and Apple Pay, right? So what we're trying to aim to do with our social login, which is Google, Facebook, and Apple login, as well as just Apple and Google Pay, is to allow checks to go from check-in to check-out as fast as possible. That way, they don't have to worry about managing all their different passwords, as well as integrating with these different, like Apple Pay, for instance, is much better for fraud prevention. We want to implement that, and so that way also they don't have to worry about entering in their card information over and over again. So all those different pieces there, we for those reasons we implement this feature, and it's rolled out, and we're super excited to bring it to life.
Andrew, I've got a question here for you. So if I don't have Apple Pay or social sign-on on today on my Lunchbox platforms, how do I get on turning it on?
Sure, yeah. So you can reach out directly to your Lunchbox rep, and they'll go ahead and put the wheels in motion and get you up and running with all those cool features.
I have a question. Who has been begging for this feature the longest?
Oh, I don't know. It's a pretty wide spread.
I thought it was me. I thought you were going to say it was me.
Oh, sure. It could be you. Yeah. I think we've gotten a lot from all of our clients, and yeah, we're just really excited to bring it.
I'm also a engagement brat. I'm always trying to figure out how we can make the ease of use easier. It's actually something everyone in the company has been thinking about. So we're really happy to have social sign-in and Apple Pay. Amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Hadi. It's very timely we go over this topic. Super Bowl is around the corner. Hadi, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Nabil. So order throttling was something that we built in response to a lot of the client requests that we were getting. We have a lot of QSR and fast casual brands in our system, and they wanted a better way to control the order intake or the volume of orders, especially for high volume days for, like Nabil said, Super Bowl or Valentine's Day if you're like a dessert brand. So what we did was, and this is available in the dashboard today, you can go to your Lunchbox dashboard, go to the location section, and inside each location, you'll be able to set a order count and a delivery dollar amount. Lunchbox uses both of those to find the best ways to sort of eliminate time slots that have exceeded the capacity for what your restaurant can produce in terms of food. Yeah, something that we built completely in response to some of the requests that we got in our system.
Amazing. All right. I just received an email this morning from Quick, the CMO of Clean Juice, one of our favorite partners. I'm not sure if he's here. And he said he just thanked us for this page right here, because this was a big request for them when we signed them. Actually, he didn't thank us. He just thanked Andrew. He said thanks only to Andrew. So I'm going to cue him in to explain this one a little bit more to you.
Sure. Yeah. And it was a real team effort to bring this to life, and we're so excited to announce subscriptions. So what we're looking to accomplish with subscriptions is we're trying to increase your average guest spend, right? You're currently targeting them through standard ordering, through like the small order fulfillment, through catering, and now this is a new line of revenue that's also offering a recurring and predictable line of revenue for your brand. So you can see here that we're talking about the Clean Juice Cleanse Club, which is now officially live today. So I encourage you guys to go download the app and check it out. This flow also gives managers the ability to plan out and schedule all their fulfillments ahead of time. That way they can better anticipate the rush of customers and also all the traffic. So yeah, we're very excited to announce subscriptions. If you have any questions about this as well, I do definitely recommend you chatting with your Lunchbox rep. And we're going to start. Now that this is live, we're going to start chatting with a lot of other folks like yourselves to bring subscriptions to life for you.
Amazing. All right, Andrew, if you can continue, tell us a little bit about integrations.
Sure. Yeah. So Lunchbox, we're really happy to see that Lunchbox has over 50 plus different integrations live today at your disposal, right? And we're continuously integrating with new tools to help bring you more tools to draw new guests in, as well as keep existing guests coming back. You can see a lot of tools on here that we have live, things that are coming up and in the pipeline. And we have all these really strategic partnerships with these integration partners. So that way we can integrate with them, as well as in 2021, we're going to make it a lot easier as well for them to integrate with us. That way we can read data back and forth, and your customer can be alive in both places. Some key integrations we wanted to walk through is a Segment for starters. Segment allows you to take all of anytime an order gets placed and all your customers sign up, you can send all your data down to Segment, and they can push over 200 plus different marketing funnels that you'd like to send that data to. So it's a really useful tool, as well as Apps Flyer. Apps Flyer allows you to have app download attribution, so you can send a link for an ambassador campaign or through social ads, and you can track actually that customer as they go and sign up, and when they go and purchase, you'll be able to see those purchase events and what that conversion was, as well as Ovation, another great partner of ours for feedback surveys. And it'll give you real actionable data when the customer goes and places an order through the app, and through text message and SMS, they'll be able to communicate, and if there's any issues with the order, as well as any sort of feedback you need to collect there. So we're really excited to continue to add more and more of these integrations, maybe even double that number in 2021. Oh, look, I'm saying it. But yeah, we're very excited to continue going and adding.
We'll hold you to it. We're going to record it, and we're going to hold you to it. And I'm not saying I will hold you to it, but your buddy Hadi will definitely hold you to it. And we have Ovation CEO in the chat as well. So I don't know if you're there, Zach, but really excited to integrate with you and your company and everything you guys are doing as well.
Absolutely.
Anything else, Andrew?
I have a question, actually. It's from the previous slide, Nabeel, if we can go back for a hot second. So, Andrew, question from the chat is, can subscription be used to offer free delivery for the month? I think they're thinking like how DoorDash is like a Dash Pass model, where they discount deliveries up until a certain point. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. No, that's a wonderful question. I think that also and that's a wonderful also feature request too. Later on in our conversation, we're actually going to go through and talk about different ways that you can bring up a lot of these feature requests and have them come to life, right? I think that's a really awesome request, and certainly as we continue to have these conversations with subscriptions, we want to make sure you're involved in the process and you're involved in the evolution and the growth of it.
Amazing. All right. And for any questions we missed, there's a Q&A section, and we'll go over it as well. And Hadi will tell you about how we're doing the summits every quarter. We're doing a quarterly one, and how we're chatting every month, where it's not us presenting, but us also having an open-hearted debate on how we can make Lunchbox work better for all our guests. Integration we've talked about. System security. This is one I sometimes lose sleep over, and Hadi and Andrew tell me everything's going well. So I'll let them jump in and let Hadi jump in and tell you a little bit more about this.
Yeah, so I wish I could screen share and show you the 100 email threads that we've gone through with our legal team on back and forth. We, like Nabeel said, we think about this a lot because our success is your success and vice versa. We want to make sure that you're compliant. And one of the things that we've done is we've revamped our privacy policy in terms of services, which shortly after the summit, you'll be getting an email from us, helping you understand what changes we've made. But it's helped us to stay compliant with things like CCPA, and making sure that any marketing tools, any data collection that you're doing is compliant with all laws around privacy policies. And then we've also implemented SIFT. A lot of you had questions of why are we switching to Stripe, and why did we do that last year? And one of the biggest reasons was it gives us the flexibility to integrate with a tool like SIFT, and a platform like ours really benefits from it. So how does SIFT work? If you have a customer that has fraudulent behavior, and let's say that customer is on Bob's Burgers, and then in somewhere else in the Lunchbox ecosystem, that customer tries to purchase again, or someone with a similar persona tries to purchase again in the Lunchbox ecosystem, we will not let them purchase, because we know that this customer is an at-risk customer that could potentially become a liability for the restaurant. So that's part of why we switched payment processing, so we could have flexibility to implement this tool.
Yeah, and one added benefit is if, let's say Zach from Ovation, Zach at ovation.com has an account with Green District, his account works with all the Lunchbox restaurants as well. So he can use that login to log into other restaurants. He doesn't have to constantly create new emails, and he can go ahead and, have an easier time, again, engaging and replicating as much of what third-party company is doing, but for you and your individual restaurants. All right. Now, the meaty part of the presentation. Things we're not good at, things that are a problem, things that we're receiving a lot of feedback about, and we want to go ahead and provide some solution on what those problems were, address them here, and also tackle those solutions. So a lot of this will be tackled by our Chief Customer Officer, Rachel Rosen. I'm going to open up the floor for her to go ahead and talk about reset, talk about the things we're going to do to make things better, right? And I will definitely go ahead and touch on what are we keeping from what worked, and what are we doing to go ahead and improve things. There's a lot of responsibilities now we have on, being significantly better and making sure there's a clear, transparent roadmap that you can look at, that you can have consensus on, that you can go ahead and dictate where it goes. We want to go ahead and scale that now that we have more customers, and make that even clearer and better than ever. So I'm really excited to go ahead and hand the power, the reign to Rachel to go ahead and take us through things we want to go ahead and reset on, and how that will empower all of us to be better, how that will not make it a founder-led Hadi solutions team or a founder-led sales team, but a team that can be held responsible. Even ourselves as founders, we can be held responsible when we receive an email from another restaurant owner, and we just solve it, but not worry about, hey, this might be affecting other people as well. So we sometimes can be the problem as well. And one of the big mandate Rachel has is to make sure everything around solutions and customer relation gets better. So with that being said, I'll hand off to Rachel.
Thanks, Nabil. Really excited to be here. Pleasure to meet everyone. I've been at Lunchbox now for about 3 months. I've been in the hospitality business for about 22 years, working in hotels, restaurants, and my last position was in hospitality tech, working at Slido as a VP of customer experience. And I'm excited to bring all of that over here into Lunchbox. And since I started, one of the biggest things that's been brought up both from internally and all of you has been our communications. We're just have not been really good. And we feel your burden, and I want to work on getting that better for everyone. So some of the things that have come up is it's kind of unclear what channel to use or who to speak with to solve a problem. As Nabil alluded to, oftentimes people are reaching out to him directly, to Andrew, to Hadi, which is great, but they also have a lot going on and aren't always the quickest to get to solve the problem for you. Also, our support resets can tend to be tone deaf in the urgency of the issue, whether it's something really small or you're not able to process payments at the moment, they're still responding in the same way. And additionally, we've been unable to trust our timelines to build features, and Andrew's going to talk about what that's going to look like moving forward here shortly, as well as a lack of documentation. So where are we going? We want to rebuild our customer relations team. We're going to have a communication reset, how you can contact us better, having a dedicated customer success partner for every single one of our brands. We're creating a resource center to have articles there for you to get easy access to be able to train yourselves and not have to wait for someone to respond back to you. And then we're also involving our solution support team to be able to assist more with solving the business cases and getting the right information over to our product team to build those features for you. We can move on to the next slide, Nabil. So part of building out our customer relations team are creating different departments and roles within those teams. So first off, we have our onboarding team. They're focused primarily on every time we have a new client that signs, they're going to take every single one of them and ensure that they're set up for success with the product. Make sure that you're trained, make sure that we have the designs and the branding ready for our developers to build that out for you. And then from there, our customer success team comes in. And you'll have a dedicated customer success partner, and their main responsibility is general account needs. They want to do strategic planning with you, make sure we have, when new features come out, that we're letting you know about them and getting them implemented as soon as possible, as well as product adoption. And our customer support team is available for any reactive support. We'll talk through that a little bit more later. Some of the newer teams that we're building is our marketing team, our growth marketer, which is Nick today. And he's focused on marketing strategies and analysis, creating marketing education, and marketing programs that are going to help you increase your sales volume. And lastly is our solutions team. That's going to be both solutions engineers, sales engineers, and our technical trainer, who's going to focus on product training, as well as speaking to each individual on their feature requests that they have and ensuring that we really understand the business case to get you the right feature and get the feature built well, not just partially, as well as solving any technical or complex issues that come about.
All right, one of the things I wanted to address was we're changing from a C stage company to a Series A. And I've alluded to this earlier, which is there's a lot of parts that I want to never change about the company. The parts where we're going to the restaurants, we are patrons at the restaurants, the parts where we are really passionate about Apple Pay and we're getting into debates with each other on like how quickly we need this, fighting over the roadmap, and the parts where we go ahead and chat with customers who are prepping for Super Bowl on making last minute changes to the system. Those are the parts that I don't want to replace, and I don't plan to. But there are also going to be parts where we need to go ahead and improve, and we're excited to go ahead and share with you how we're improving. So with that being said, I'll hand off to Rachel on some of the things we're doing to go ahead and improve communication, which I feel like is a big place for improvement, and product roadmap, which Andrew will touch in the next slide or two. So I'll give it off to Rachel first about comms.
Awesome, thanks, Nabil. So we mentioned it a few times, people are contacting Hadi all hours of the night. He's going to respond at 2 in the morning, although he should be sleeping.
I'm the one who's messaging him at all hours of the night, and I'm going to stop, I promise.
Thank you. Hadi is very valuable, but he also needs to sleep. So we want to make sure that the right people are answering those questions quickly. We're currently using client Slack for a lot of you. And unfortunately, that's not able to give us the right measurements to understand really when issues are coming in, what type of issues we're having, and getting that information over to our development team so that they can build on those issues so that we don't continue to have the same problem over and over again. So with that being said, we are going to be eliminating client Slack as of February 1st. And instead of client Slack, we are going to have our chat feature that's available. It's still available today. You can access it from the Lunchbox dashboard. And our support is available from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time, or via email at help@lunchbox.io. We are monitoring those times. So if for any reason we start to see people having requests outside of those hours, we'll definitely increase that to make sure we have better coverage. But we do want to make sure that we are able to measure all of the requests that are coming through so that we can support you better. And one question that comes up often is, how is my request going to get escalated? So we've created lots of internal processes to be able to support your requests and make sure that if a problem comes in that the support team isn't immediately able to resolve, it will get escalated up internally to make sure that we get to the right people to get back to you. So another thing that we had mentioned a little bit earlier is a customer success partner and the growth marketer. Their main focus here is to get you to be successful. And it's not just about, bring Lunchbox on, but how well can you use Lunchbox? So we want to take a look and see, for example, do you have upsells turned on? If not, why not? And how can we get that started for you? We want to do better on your marketing. Do you have Facebook Pixel set up? Do you have drip email campaigns? Whatever that is, we're going to be working with you to make sure that you can be as successful as possible. And we really are more of a thought partner and strategic planner with you for your business to ensure that you gain more revenue here in the future.
I just wanted to remind everyone to feel free to ask more questions. Hadi just pinged me to remind everyone. Thank you so much, Rachel. Rachel, you also wanted to unveil our new resource center.
Yes. So this is another thing that we're super excited about. We're planning on rolling it out by the end of the first quarter. We do have a light resource center that's up today, but we're going to be making that more with more information, and we'll have things on there like, how do you perform a refund? How do I create a promotion? How do I mark an item as 86? Those are some of the frequent questions that get asked in support, which we're more than happy to answer for you. But I know oftentimes if you have that article, you'd rather do it yourself and just see how to get that done and not have to reach out to someone. So we want to use that as a tool to be able to have you get answers quickly. And if there's something that's missing in that resource center that you'd like to see how to do it, feel free to reach out to your customer success partner or to support, and we're happy to add those articles here in the future.
Yeah, and a big reason we've made this is because you guys are putting Lunchbox in your training manual as well. And you guys have, not you guys, restaurants in general have a lot of churn. So as you have new people coming in, they're going to need education, and you can take a question, take that question and take the link and put it as part of your training center as well. So you can go ahead and have that updated as we're updating the tech and updating our system as well. So this will be huge, not just for our training, but your own training material as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. I really appreciate it. We're so excited to have Rachel join us. I don't know if Shu Chaudhary is here. He's one of our investor and founder of Solido, but we got to connect because of Shu. So shout out to Shu. And Shu keeps on trying to ask me for a referral bonus. It's not going to happen. I will, however, take you to dinner, Shu, of my choice, because the restaurants you like are much, much better. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and talk about product roadmap. I think this is the second part that some of our customers struggle with, right? They want more visibility, more control like they had from day one. So we want to go ahead and make that happen. We want to make sure you see what we're building, and we want to give you a voice. We want to give you a vote. We also want to show you what we've launched. The sheer volume of things our engineering team is launching is absolutely bonkers. And I want you guys to have visibility over not just the future, but the past as well. So maybe something you were looking for is already live or already being scoped out or not part of it at all, and you need to go ahead and request it. But either way, now we have some guardrails that we both are accountable with to go ahead and build a roadmap, a shared roadmap together, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I'm going to give the screen back to Andrew and let him share his screen and give you a quick demo of how we're planning to go ahead and have this roadmap.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nabil. And I think there was one we'll touch back on it, but a couple of different pieces.
Itself? Oh yeah. Give me one second. Yes. I was just so excited not to share my screen because I'm so nervous. I'm just very nervous at sharing my screen for this long. Go ahead, Andrew.
It's okay. All right. Thank you so much, Nabil. Yes. So 3 different components that we're looking to address with our new product roadmap. The first one being sizing and timeline. There's a lot of times that we're itching to get this feature out to you as soon as possible, and it might not be as all thought through as we need it to be. And suddenly, if 1 week turns into 4 weeks, turns into 6 weeks. So what we're looking to do is have a better understanding of the level of effort that it takes to complete those tasks and give you a proper timeline of when you can expect it, right? So the way we're going to do that is also through consensus. A lot of the times when the way that the features come in currently comes through your Lunchbox rep, our product team and engineering team look at it. We talk about it as an organization, then we build it and roll it out, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, that feature is now catered towards one person or one brand, and then it's as it releases, everybody else starts popping up and saying, hey, you missed out on this piece, missed on that piece. So we want to build better consensus regarding these features and around these features, so that way when it releases, it's going to cover everyone, and everyone is going to be most happy with it. In addition, we want to have a strong focus on stability and on QA, and I think that move fast, break things mentality is fun for a lot of startups and for folks like Facebook. But I know that when we release these features, we want to make sure that as stable as possible, so that way you guys get to experience, your customers get to experience them in the best light, as well as we have a new ticketing system that gives us a better feedback loop for if there's any issues that arise, we can follow up with that, and proper rollout processes for QA to provide you guys with more training up front about the feature before it gets released to the masses. And so, yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen, and I'll show you a little in action. Yep.
I'm so sorry to jump in here. Since we're on the roadmap, do you mind if we talk about what the timeline for the Google food ordering integration is? That's our highest voted question so far.
Sure. Yeah. No. Google food ordering.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I'll say one thing about Google food ordering. We will email you an update, because I don't want Andrew to answer live, but I do want to say one thing about Google food ordering. We are the tiniest company Google food ordering has approved. And that is because of two reasons. One, we're very persistent, and we campaign and rally around something we need. And second, we made a strong case to Google about, look at the clients who we have on our end, and they need this. These are the customers who need a voice. They have a story to tell. They have a brand to go ahead and preserve, and they have people who will actually download an app for their brand. Not all restaurants need an app or need their own system, but our customers do. So we made a very strong case, and that's how Google was able to approve us. So we're really excited to be approved. James from the Google team has even pinged us this morning. Their team and our team are working really hard to go ahead and set it up. So it's on the way. I promise to send you an update in less than a week on when it is. But I want Andrew to show you, if you had that question, how you could go ahead and actually find it on the system. He will demo it to you. So sorry for dodging. I feel like I'm becoming a better politician running this company, but sorry for dodging. Give us a week. We want to make sure you hold us accountable to the timeline we share.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nabil. And I want to dive right in to our new dashboard. So this is powered by Canny, really awesome new partner of ours. And you can access our new product roadmap dashboard at features.lunchbox.io. And what you can see here off the bat is roadmap, give feedback, and our changelog. And I'll explain what all three of those things mean. How do you get to this page? You could do it by accessing that link, but we actually do recommend that you go through our dashboard, and there's there'll be a new feature section that you guys will see later on today. It'll be turned on for you guys to go and access, where you can go and access our roadmap and our request easily directly from the dashboard. So now looking here at our roadmap, this is the high-level overview. You'll see our 2021 roadmap as well as all the feature requests. And we've been working to backfill and take all the feature requests that we've received before to date and putting in here. If you don't see yours, you can feel free to submit, and I'll show you how to do that. But below here is the under review, which when a feature request, we start really talking about it internally with our product teams, our engineering teams, to understand exactly what we need to accomplish. We would move into the under review section. Planned are features that we committed to and that we are going to be releasing, and you can see all a part of the 2021 roadmap. So we'll move to our roadmap once we've planned and committed to it. And then in progress are all the features that are in flight. So you can even take a look at all the different features that we're currently working on at this exact moment. So next step, after you're looking at our roadmap, let's talk about how to give feedback. And you can access giving feedback by clicking on the feature requests or accessing it from the dashboard. And as you can see here, there's a whole bunch of different feature requests that other folks have submitted. And if you want to go and let's say you don't know whether this is already up on here, you can go and search up from the top right corner and search up the feature you're looking for. In addition, if you see a feature that you particularly like, you can actually upvote it. And if you're accessing it from the dashboard, if you're logged in, we can actually see yourself and who you are and what brand you're from. So that way we can actually interact with you and engage with you and say, hey, I saw that you were really interested in this feature. Can I get your thoughts on it? As well as you can comment directly on the feature. So if you have a question or a statement you want to make about the feature, you can go and comment directly from there. Now, you might be saying, all right, how do I get my feature up on this board? Well, it's really simple and quick and easy. So we've gone ahead, we put a whole bunch of categories in, and we'll continue to add more as this expands. But first thing you do is go and click submit a feature, and you go and select from the list of categories that you might want to be submitting a feature for. So let's say you're submitting a feature for the admin dashboard. And then you give a short descriptive title, kind of explain here. You can see here that we had like mobile-friendly dashboard, show location is closed instead of not available. You can go and give a nice short description, but in the details, you can be as detailed as possible and even attach a photo to explain your feature as best as you can, and that way everybody will be aware of what you'd like to accomplish. And a lot of times you might not know the feature, you might just know the problem, right? And so you can even start with the problem as your description and say like, hey, listen, I have this issue. Well, what can we do about it? Those are also highly accepted here in our feature requests. And so what happens from that point forward is like, all right, now I submitted this feature request. What happens from here? The features, we have the conversation, we build consensus around what we're looking to accomplish, and eventually it will move into our roadmap. And you can see our 2020 roadmap, all the features that we're going to be building out in 2021, some of them that we're going to be building out sooner, in Q1 and in Q2 of this year. And you can check those all out. And we're continuing, daily through these conversations to grow this roadmap and add more and more awesome stuff. There's a lot of great tools regarding marketing, regarding loyalty, regarding all the analytics and different sort of ordering scenarios that you guys are that we're encountering, especially in this new COVID environment, right? So there's where you can access our 2021 roadmap. And then lastly, let's say you're looking for a feature in particular that we already released, or you're trying to see whether or not it's something that we already have. You can easily go onto our changelog here. And this is where you're going to, any sort of releases that we're going to be making, including that monthly update email that you get. We'll also be posting all of our releases probably more frequently on this changelog. And off the bat, we went in and we filled it up with all the features and integrations and everybody we have. Integration-wise, ordering features, loyalty features, dashboard features, as well as catering features that we have to date. And you can go and check those out and see if it's something that's already available. And if it's already available and you want to turn it on, or it's not already on for you, then you can go and reach out to your Lunchbox rep and say, hey, I saw that you have this new feature and you guys are leveraging it. I want to turn on Snapchat Pixel tracking. So anyway, that's a little bit about our roadmap, and that's a bit for the demo. And yeah, feel free to drop any questions in the chat too.
Heidi, did you want to add anything for the roadmap? I know you receive a lot of feature questions. Wanted to make sure we hear you.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be great to just quickly go through like submitting a feature, like submit an actual feature request, if that's all right, and we have time for it.
Sure. Can you do it? Can you do one, Andrew? Can you do? Let's imagine Google ordering is not part of the roadmap, and it's Max Friedman from Virtual Kitchen. He's pinging me. He's texting me right now as I speak. He's like, I want it sooner. So let's add it to the roadmap. Let's imagine it's not part of this right now.
Sure. So what you would go through and do is you take it, go to the feature requests, and let's say you want to go through the process of Google Food ordering. So we're going to go search up integrations, and I want to enable Google Food ordering through Lunchbox. And you want to provide any sort of details, right? So,
Max will provide no details. He's just going to say, make it happen.
Sure. And then you just, after that, you fill out that information and you just press submit. And then, well, of course, you log in. I'm logged out, so that way you guys can see the nice view. But you log in with your account, so that way we know who you are. If you're clicking from the dashboard, we'll have a better understanding of that. And when that feature gets submitted, it'll go and add it to the into our roadmap.
Actually, let me pull up my screen. Let's I would love to. I would love to share my screen. I think there's too many people here. Oh, I think I can do it. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. When that feedback comes in about Google, that feature and the cycle of what it goes through, we wanted to make that visible to you because I needed to see this, right? Because sometimes I'm like, Andrew, why can't you just change this to yellow? And Andrew's like, he'll try to explain this to me again, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And next week I forget again, and I'm like, Andrew, it just takes a second. I can do it. Like, why don't you do it? And it's much more complex than that. And poor Andrew had to explain it to me and Hadi a million times. But I wanted to share the roadmap with you visibly as well, and the upgraded roadmap, because there's onboarding, dev, CX, design solutions, and product involved. And the most important team there is product and QA team as well, who's just making sure it works the way you want it to. So, Andrew, can you give us a quick life cycle of the feature?
Sure, yeah. So starting off at step one, let's say you're chatting with your CX partner, or you're chatting also, you're looking at the dashboard for feature requests, and you go and submit it through Canny. Either way, if you talk a feature request through your rep, they'll also put it up onto Canny, so that way, and they'll link it to you. Yeah, that feature will go up on there, and then throughout the process, we'll review the request with the solutions team for step two. Solutions team will take a look and understand better really what's trying to be accomplished, because sometimes the ideas or the requests that we have actually have an underlying problem that's even bigger that we should be addressing. And then the third step is the solution team gathers all that feedback from the additional stakeholders. There's going to be a lot of, if there's other folks that are upvoting on there, they may reach out to a few people to say like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? I saw you were pretty vocal on it, and determine the viability at that point, to determine whether this is a feature that we're going to commit to our roadmap, or whether this is a feature that will need to be saved for a later date. And then the fourth step here is that once that feature request is formalized and we really determine, we know we're going to be working on, we're committed to it, then it's going to proceed to product, and the product team's going to scope it out, all the requirements that it's going to take, the level of effort, so we can start determining timelines, right? Now that it's on our roadmap. The engineering team is going to write out their full technical spec of it, and then finally both those two pieces are going to kind of come together, and we're going to verify and say like, all right, this is exactly how it should be. So that feature now gets fully added to the roadmap with the full specs. Yes, that's step 7, exactly. And then
and that happens. Sometimes we will take your idea and we'll start building it, and that part is so important because we bring it back to you and it's like, hey, we wanted it a little bit different. Right. So step 7 is super important for us to get your buy-in again and get consensus one more time. So wanted to highlight that one. Sorry for interrupting, Andrew.
No problem. No, it's a great point. And now that the feature on step 8 is now written onto the roadmap, we've got all the product specs written out. Now the only thing that's left is in step 9, the roadmap will progress until we've slotted it in, right? You will know exactly when we're going to be working on it, and as well as when to expect that it'll be completed. And then step 10, finally, the feature is built by the design and engineering teams, and then it's QA'd and it's put through the full release process. And step 10 is probably the largest portion a lot of times for the feature request. And then in step 11, we want to make sure a newer step certainly is building the right training material and solutions in order built by the solutions team and provided to you, so that way you can understand how to use that new feature and be better equipped for it. And then finally the feature is released. So that's kind of like how how all things move, how they've moved internally, and then also ways that we've also improved it there. But just trying to give you more perspective as to what happens once you submit that feature.
Yeah, I just want to also address when just in March we were, I would say, very close to single digits in number of employees. We're a little bit around 100 now. So it's not that this is all happening one step at a time. There's many different groups that kicks off at the same time. There is a little bit of a handoff, but you have a much more experienced team that you're dealing with now. One that we're very excited to go ahead and lay out our vision to, so they can help us execute it. People like Rachel, people like Eric, who's our head of BD, who just joined us from Uber Eats. He was leading the global partnership. So we have some incredible talent helping us. So I'm really excited to go ahead and make this process much better for everyone here, and really wanted to show you what this looks like, because sometimes we will come to you and we'll be like, hey, we really can't do it, and we want us to have the tools to communicate why. right? And usually we can, and already it's already part of our roadmap. And we also want you guys to hold us accountable when we need to be held accountable. All right, Andrew, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, nothing else I wanted to add, kind of leading it into the next section and letting Nabil take over and talk about the future.
Yeah, so during the summit, we show you what is live at least a couple of locations, and that now it's our CX job to roll it out everywhere, and it's your job to demand, let your CX partner know you want X, Y, and Z. We're going to need your help that you want it, because sometimes we build things like upsell, and everyone doesn't have it on. So part of Rachel's job is also to make sure those things are on, because they help you increase sales. Every little thing matters, and as we, hopefully we, the restaurant operators, when I say we, I mean restaurant people, as we are getting smarter, our competitors, and when I say our competitors, I mean Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, they're getting smarter as well. They're buying ads, they're bidding on you on Google, they're doing everything they can. And we want to make sure that we can go ahead and help you get to that 50% direct ordering or more mark. That's our big vision, right? And with that being said, we're focusing on something very, very important as a company, our CRM 2.0. This is just a little preview of what you will see at the next summit, among many other things. But this is something we're focusing on the entire year of building a CRM tool that becomes your go-to system. Right now, we have amazing systems like automatic email that knows if Andrew stopped coming in or Hadi likes lunch more than dinner. But we want to also upgrade that significantly more. So John, by the way, that's Randall. That's Randall from our engineering team. Funny story, I'll spend 10 seconds on it. Andrew almost killed Randall because he gave him something with soy, and Randall did not realize there's soy, and ambulance came and took him. Just complete tangent, but I want everyone to know that Andrew and Randall are not at a great place, even though they're in the same department. So either way, that's Randall. We want you to know everything about Randall. We want you to know about his lifetime spend, total orders. We want you to get as much information on him as possible. And we want you to activate campaigns from the system. Facebook, Instagram, email, push. A lot of this can be done today. Like our team is helping you with Facebook Pixel and Instagram tracking. We want you to be able to even launch and build those campaigns from our system. So that's a big thing we are working on. The mandate is huge, but we're really, really excited to go ahead and come back to you and say, hey, we've done X, Y, and Z to make it possible and make it happen. So this is a little sneak peek into the future. With that being said, we are at the end of our presentation. I'm so humbled that you guys, there's so many people here. I'm shocked. I thought only some of our clients would come, but there's so many people we're trying to hire, so many clients that potentially will join us. It seems like a lot of people came. A couple of investors came as well. So I'm on my best behavior. Andrew Gluck's in the chat causing a ruckus from what I'm hearing. But we're really excited and really thankful that you guys all came and you heard what we have to say. And I'd love to take some questions from Hadi, who's receiving them from all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. Nabil, one of the questions that we got from some prospects or restaurants that are considering Lunchbox as a solution is, how many locations do you need to have to be a customer? And they emailed a while back and they just haven't heard. And how does pricing work around that?
How does pricing work, and how many restaurants do you have to work with us?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we want to keep it very simple and very digestible. We want to work with everyone very soon, and that's going to happen later this year. Right now, we're working with people with 5 or more locations, right? And it could even be one location, but we're trying to work with clients that have ambition to go upstream and scale. We do have more demand than we can take on right now. Hadi, your head is showing. We do have more demand than we can take on right now, but we also are scaling our engineering and our onboarding team. So if anyone here has not heard back from us, which I apologize for, we have a big rule of responding same day and responding in 1 hour. Please ping me, Nabil at lunchbox.io. I will respond to you today and we'll get you set up with a demo by tomorrow. But the way pricing works is we have a monthly SaaS fee. So let's say you have a restaurant, you give us a monthly SaaS fee only. That's the only way we make money. Monthly, it will be a couple of $100. It will usually be let's say, for the example of this question, $200 per restaurant per month, and you get everything you've seen, the marketing, the online ordering, a bunch of other things. Price can get cheaper, can get more based on, hey, I need all of these things. Usually you don't need all of it. You need very little to get started and be successful. And we guide you with that process. If you're a coffee shop, you need the app more. If you have a check average that's $40, we recommend maybe the web more. We can assist you in picking that first product. You don't have to sign up for all of it. We don't have a 3-year contracts. We're a SaaS company. We want to make it as easy as possible for you to go live.
Awesome.
Next question.
Thanks for that, Nabil. And to our team moderating, I'll turn my camera on when I need to. Please ignore my quirks. So can the Lunchbox platform do things like create marketing automations / customer loyalty and follow-ups? And when you can you also talk about SMS marketing?
You can take that one, Hadi. That sounds like a complicated question.
Thanks. All right. So around marketing, yes, Lunchbox is able to do that today. We use a marketing tool called Campaigner. Nabil and Andrew have a vision to change it over to SendGrid in the future as a partner. So there might be some changes coming. But yes, as of today, there are 42 data points that Lunchbox syncs with Campaigner, where you can, like Nabil said, track if someone stopped coming in, or someone that you want to encourage a second visit, or someone that has loyalty credit and they haven't spent it yet. Those drip email campaigns can be set up, and you can work with your customer success partner who will direct you in the right place to go. SMS marketing is something that's near and dear to Nabil's heart. He's been actively pushing this and working on this with Andrew, and that is again another reason why we're looking to switch partners for our email marketing, so we can provide that service in the future.
Any other questions?
Yeah, so we've got a question here. What differentiates us as the Lunchbox from Olo / Punch?
If you email me and we're in a private demo, I'll give you the real answer. But for the purpose of many, many witnesses, I'll give you the response, which is very accurate, which is Punch is a great loyalty system. Olo is a great online ordering system. We are, and you still need a design partner to help you design, right? We want to go ahead and consolidate as much of that as possible. In fact, to give you even a better response, I'll show you a visual that will tell you why we're different. I started as a busboy at this restaurant called Bear Burger. For the people who work here, you've heard it 1,000 times. I apologize. For the people who haven't, and I became their CMO, and we grew that business to 50 locations. That's my entire industry experience in the hospitality space, right? And we wanted to go ahead and emulate what Sweetgreen's built way before they were an investor. Lunchbox wasn't even an idea. We saw what they built by patching together many systems. We wanted to go ahead and do all of that, and not for millions of dollars, because that's what they spend, not investing in it for years. We wanted to do it very quickly and for affordable price, and hopefully a system that you can hold one company accountable for, right? So that's the easiest way. We are different, but I believe we are more of a company whose job is to teach you and will help you talk to your customers. And if you talk to your customers and you tell them those stories, that's your stories, they will spend. And that's what we're focused on. We're focused on when a regular used to come to Bear Burger, I was allowed to, the manager told me I was totally fine with getting them something on the house. They came in for 4 or 5 weeks, right? And that's great. What we wanted to do was we wanted to make that experience digital. You know, we as restaurant people, we got into the business because we wanted to be hospitable, and we wanted to go ahead and start a business. You know, it's a very entrepreneurial business. A lot of minorities are in it. A lot of first-time business owners are in it. That's what we got into the business for. And then the world said, you have to be incredible at technology as well, or you're dead. And also, let me sprinkle some pandemic on top, right? So the world's changing, and restaurant industries need restaurant representation, and we are restaurant people first and tech people second, right? That's what's different about us. If you go to our website, if you talk to any of our clients, if you look at our product offering, our pricing, our contracts, that's how we're different. That's the short answer, and happy to chat more about it one-on-one.
Awesome. Thank you, Nabil. There's another question here from Greg Lafauci. He's one of our clients going live, and I think this one I can take. Is it possible to navigate from Lunchbox online ordering to Lunchbox catering Well, Greg, when we launch this new roadmap and feature request solution, this is definitely something that you should jump on and submit there, because it's something we've heard in the past too, and I'm sure other clients and restaurant partners that see it as a need will follow up and vote up on it. So definitely follow up. You'll definitely hear from us on when you can submit the feature request on that board. Great. Actually, just to follow up on that, this is more of a question.
Greg, welcome to the family.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome, Greg. I actually want to sort of turn this over to Andrew just a little bit to talk about the feature request board. Andrew, any idea when that's going to be going live, or what's your plan for rolling that out?
The feature request board is live now. So like the features at Lunchbox.io, we're actually after yeah. So after we were and I saw some folks already saw it and started putting stuff. But yeah, when it comes to also seeing it on the dashboard, we're going to be we held it off until the summit, but we're going to add. You'll see it on the dashboard today. That we'll be adding that button in there, so that you can go easily access the roadmap and access the feature request button at any time.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. And if you don't see that on the left-hand side of your Lunchbox dashboard, please go ahead and log out and log back in, and you should be able to see it. Okay, great. There's a question from Tommy. Can you add Nabil, can we add a link to the Lunchbox dashboard login on the public brand site for Lunchbox?
Is this Tommy Sardo from Stickies?
It is indeed, I believe.
Is this my former coworker from Bear Burger? Is that a yes? Because I want to make sure. I need to know which Tommy it is. If it is any other Tommy, then we are connecting it to the website. If it is my former coworker Tommy, absolutely not. We're friends, so we bother each other a lot. But yeah, absolutely, we have a new website going live in March, and but long before that, we're adding that link to our main website. I would say as soon as end of next week. And you guys will get all these updates on our weekly update messages and from your CX manager.
Awesome. I know we're coming up on time to be here. There's one more question. Can you handle international brands? Someone has several friends who might be interested.
Yeah, so great question. We just launched Pos Agnostic, and that was purely designed so we can go live very quickly. When you go internationally, there are 100 more POS systems and much more fragmentation. And we wanted to go ahead and make ourselves accessible to friends in Dubai, friends in London, and all over the country, or all over the world. And Pos Agnostic was designed to do that. So absolutely we can. We brought on head of BD, Eric, who I mentioned earlier. He will help you go international, and ping me. I put my email in chat. Let's chat. We can definitely help. Any other questions?
Those are all the ones that I see inside here in this chat box. None of this have popped up since we started this the Q&A section. So okay. I think we might be in a good place here.
One question for you, Hadi, for everyone. What is it that we're doing? Why are we meeting every month with all our clients? Can you explain what happens during that session?
Yeah, absolutely, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the new feature request board that we've launched. Is a lot of these feature requests in the past were missing a business case for why you need something. Order throttling is a great example, and any other feature that you might put up there, we might need to schedule a call and walk through scenarios and understand what the business case is for your feature request. So we sometimes just so we can be on the same page on how to solve a problem together. Right, and understanding your needs as a business help us be a better technology company, and that's what that 1 hour a month is for us, the solutions team, to jump on and just ask you questions and sort of develop a feature request properly.
Amazing. I would love to bring on stage everyone that helped me put this together, Andrew and Rachel as well. I think we're going to wrap this up, but if Andrew and Rachel can turn on their camera. The four of us are just the one presenting, but we have our amazing marketing and design team, Zach, Savannah, Molly, and everyone, every engineer who's helped build this amazing company. Every team member in this company is who we rep, so we're honored to, and we're excited to show you the latest and greatest, and excited to go ahead and have a two-way communication where we're as transparent and building as publicly as possible. I really appreciate everyone's time, and I thank everyone, and I'll chat with you later. Please ping me if you have any questions. My job is to be available and respond to you all the time. So talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, buddy.
Rachel, you came too late. Bye, Rachel. Bye, everyone.